Going ahead, activities.
Yes.
These are all calendar and phone calls related things. Okay, whether it should show you as busy, send invitation emails, whether if you're using invitations or setting something in NetSuite, whether it should show the invitation emails internally or it should go to all the invites, whether they are outside NetSuite or not. So all that can be set up here. Whether what should be the default reminder type, whether it should be an email or pop-up window, or it shouldn't remind you at all in case if there is a meeting set, whether what should be the default reminder time, 15 minutes or not, whether it should play the audio when pop-up email. So all that can be set up here related to activities, okay, or calendar.
Calendar. Okay.
Going ahead, alerts. Whether you want to have some alerts defined, so that can be set up here. What should be the first selection, second selection, or the third selection, in case if there are whether you want to include any HTML links or not. So all that can be set up here. This is not that useful as such, even I haven't used that any time. Okay, going ahead to restrict view. Okay, so here as mentioned, this is only applicable for a particular login or a session. Okay, it is not restricted, or you can say it is not applicable for the you can say uh, every time. Okay, it is only applicable for a particular specific session. Okay, so for example, there are multiple subsidiaries. Are you you can say aware what is a subsidiary? You might have access to multiple subsidiaries. Okay, the employees of that particular subsidiary, if I'm working, for example, take example of Tata Motors or Tata
Yes.
Group. Okay, Tata Motor is one subsidiary. There might be a case that I'm working only for Tata Motors. Okay, so I'll be restricted by default on my employee master itself to Tata Motors. Okay, but
Okay.
there might be some employees who work for Tata Group as a whole. Okay, so they will not be restricted to Tata Motors only. They will have access to other subsidiaries as well, such as Titan or Tata Beverages or any other you can say subsidiary. Okay, so they will have access to multiple subsidiaries. But for example, today I want to work only on Tata Motors. Okay, I don't want to see any other information related to other subsidiaries. So what I can do is I can restrict myself to Tata Motors only. So whatever list or whatever figures or whatever things that I'll see will be restricted to that particular subsidiary only.
Okay.
Okay, are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay, so for example, let's take this particular example. Currently, there are no restrictions. I have around 7,000 sales orders. Okay, now I'll restrict myself to maybe say for North America subsidiary. Okay, so if I save this, I'm restricted to only North America. And if I refresh this, so here you can see that there are only 2 transactions associated with North America subsidiary. Okay, similarly, if I see the list of all the clients, I'll only be able to see the clients which are applicable to North America subsidiary. Okay, so there are only 6 subsidiary, you can say 6 customers associated with that particular subsidiary. Okay,
Okay.
and this particular restriction would be only applicable till I log out. Okay, once I log out and log in again, this restriction would be set up again. Okay, reset again. Okay, along with the subsidiary, I can restrict myself to a department as well. So there are various departments that are created. Similarly, locations and classes. So these are nothing but segments or classifications that can be defined in the system. Any questions, any queries?
No, that is clear.
Okay. Similarly, currently I have only selected North America. Okay, but here you can see that it has various children: Canada, Mexico, United States. Even United States has two more childs, US1 and US2. Okay, so in case if I want to see the transactions or things associated with it, those children or child subsidiaries, I can just check this checkbox. And now if I save this and if I refresh the list of clients, it will show me the clients which are associated with the child subsidiaries as well. Okay, so currently you can see that there are now 824 clients for North America and its children. Okay.
Okay.
So similarly, you can restrict yourself as per subsidiary. In case if you don't want to restrict yourself to a subsidiary but to a department or a location, you can restrict yourself to a particular location or department as well. Is that fine?
Okay. Now, one question, that's, can we select the two subsidiaries in a single time? Suppose North America, East America. It is possible?
No,
Okay.
it's a single select field.
Okay.
In case if you want to do that, there is a you can say subsidiary navigation portlet, but I'm a bit you can say I don't think so it would be possible. So here you can see that there is a subsidiary navigator. This is a suite app. Okay,
Okay.
so here you will see the subsidiary structure. So instead of going through you can say restricting yourself to a particular subsidiary, I'll just go back and remove the restriction. So this is a subsidiary navigator suite app that is made available by NetSuite. Here you will see the subsidiary structure. You will see all the subsidiaries that are available. Okay. Now, in case you want to restrict yourself to somewhere, so for example, you want to restrict yourself to North America, you can just click on it. Okay. And accordingly, the restriction would be applicable. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, you can select any other subsidiary as well, but it cannot be two different ones. Okay, in case if you want to select these two, you will be not be able to do that. So it should be a single subsidiary structure.
Single subsidiary.
Okay, but instead of navigating to that particular page, you can do it here itself. Okay, in case if you
Yeah.
want to see only for United States, you can do for United States as well. Okay, so accordingly, once you do that, all the figures that you show here, all the KPI indicators, all the figures would be updated and shown only, will show only figures related to that particular subsidiaries that you have restricted to. Okay.
Okay.
Now going back to set preferences, let's go to the last subtab. Okay, there are some custom preferences as well. Okay, these custom preferences come from various, you can say, third-party suite apps or maybe other NetSuite suite apps that has been installed. Okay, so there is a electronic bank payments suite app that has been installed. So in case if there are any custom preferences that you would like to set up, you can do that here. Similarly, suite organization beta. So there is one more suite app that we have installed. So in case if you want to have some preferences set up here, that can be set up accordingly. Any questions, any queries?
No.
Okay, so here we saw all the preferences that were applicable to a specific user. Okay. Now you can also have that on a, you can say, account basis. Okay, so for doing that, you just need to navigate to setup company, and if you scroll down here, you see general preferences.
Okay.
So here you will see almost similar options that we saw here during the set preferences. Okay, so there are many other options. What should be the date format and many other things. But whatever you have selected here in the general preferences are applicable for the complete instance as a whole. Okay, but in case if you make any changes under set preferences, these would be superseded by whatever you set up in the set preferences. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, under general preferences, I have selected minus. Okay, but under set preferences, if I set, I've set it up as bracket, the system will show me as a bracket. Okay, but that could be shown only to me. For all other users, it will still show -100. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So there are many other options. You can just go through this. You can go through the help of these general preferences as well. In case if you have any, require any, you can help over it. You can do that. Similarly, overriding preferences. Okay. Now what the system does is, whatever preferences that you have set up here, okay, whether you would like the user to override them in the setup preferences, in that case you can check those checkboxes, so the user will be able to change those on the set preferences level. Okay, if you don't want the allows, or you don't want them or a user to change the language, you can just uncheck this checkbox. Okay, so the users will not be able to change the languages on their own. Okay, it would be uniform throughout. Okay, are you getting it? Allow override.
Okay. Okay. If we uncheck this, that user cannot be change that things.
Yes, it would be overall uniform overall.
Okay. Yes.
Similarly, languages. So in case if you want to have multiple languages, you can say where these languages would be used. I'll let you know in the coming sessions. But currently you can see that we have only selected English and French. Okay, where this would be used, I'll let you know. This is not related to the languages that we saw under set preferences. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this was something related to general preferences. So today we went through, you can say, the set preferences and the general preferences. Go through it. In case if you have any queries, get back to me. We'll discuss those during the coming sessions. Okay.
Okay. So general preferences. One minute.
All the roles, for all the roles, for everyone. And these preferences can be set up on the subsidiary level as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So whenever or tomorrow we'll be going through the classifications. Okay, subsidiaries, locations, departments, and all other stuff. Okay, so you can set up subsidiary specific preferences as well.
Okay.
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 So that's it for today. Let's meet up again tomorrow, and then tomorrow we'll be going through subsidiaries, locations, departments, cost centers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night.